celebrations on social media. I don't really know much about it. I don't know when it started, what its purpose is, where it's done, or anything aside from it being interesting to watch. So I'd love to learn more. So I hope that you can feel relaxed and calm, and that you would like to spend this time and learn with me. So please make yourself comfortable. Before we begin, I'd love to quickly remind you that you can watch all of my ASMR videos on Patreon without the jarring YouTube advertisement. Okay, without further ado, Cooper's Hill cheese rolling and wake. The Cooper's Hill cheese rolling and wake is an annual event held on the spring bank holiday at Cooper's Hill at Brockworth near Gloucester, England. Participants race down the 100-yard, 180-meter long hill, chasing a wheel of Double Gloucester cheese. It is uncertain when the tradition first began, and it is possibly much older than its earliest known written attestation in 1826. Wow, that is older than I thought it would be. The event has a long tradition held by the people of the village, but now people from a wide range of countries take part in the competition as well. The Guardian in 2013 called it a world famous event, with winners coming from Australia, Belgium, Canada, Egypt, Germany, Japan, New Zealand, and the United States. The event is called Cheese Rolling and Wake because it includes the cheese rolling race itself and the festive gathering that follows. The word wake can mean an annual festival and holiday, originally one held in a rural parish on the feast day of the patron saint of the church. Brockworth has St. George's Church, and the feast day of St. George is the 23rd of April. Now let's look at the format of the event. From the top of the hill, a 7 to 9 pound, 3 to 4 kilogram, that's pretty hefty, round of Double Gloucester cheese is sent rolling down the hill, which is 200 yards, 180 meters long, and with a slope of around 50%, 26.6 degrees. That's a pretty steep slope. Competitors then start racing down the hill after the cheese enough to knock over and injure a spectator. The first person over the finish line at the bottom of the hill wins the cheese, even though the cheese is never actually caught. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that element of the format. Multiple races are held during the day with separate events for men and women. Participants in the downhill races must be over the age of 18. That is fairly sensible sounding to me. Then there are separate uphill races, considerably less hazardous. These races are open to minors. In the past, for example, 2014, the uphill race categories have been boys 14 and under and girls 14 and under. In the most recent races in 2025, the children's uphill categories were under 11 and 11 and over. The adults uphill race was mixed. They don't seem to have specified if the children win cheese as well, but hopefully they get something. Though giving a 4-kilogram wheel of cheese to a child under the age of 11 would be interesting to see, especially considering how heavy and big that would be. But yes, racing uphill does seem considerably safer than downhill. In the 2013 competition, a foam replica replaced the cheese for safety reasons, but a real cheese was restored the following year. Okay, now let's look into the history of the event. The event originally took place each Whit Monday, but was later moved to the spring bank holiday. The first written evidence of cheese rolling is found in a message written to the Gloucester town crier in 1826. And then it was apparent that the event was an old tradition, and it is believed to be at least 600 years old. Wow, I wonder how it started. Two possible origins have been proposed for the ceremony. First, it may have evolved from a requirement for maintaining grazing rights on the common. I don't understand how that would turn into chasing cheese. 2009, safety concerns were raised after 15,000 spectators arrived when there was only space for around 5,000. These concerns led to the organisers cancelling the 2010 event. Despite the cancellation, around 100 people attended and held an unofficial event. In 2011, a new 2-day ticketed event was proposed in order to address the safety concerns raised in previous years and to allow the event to continue operating. The proposals were received negatively due to the cost of tickets, and the proposed event was cancelled following the organisers receiving abuse. Goodness gracious. Despite the cancellation, the event continued unofficially with around 200 people attending. The event has continued without official management or planning alongside the Council Safety Advisory Group. In 2020, the event was cancelled as a result of the COVID pandemic. It returned on Sunday, the 5th of June 2022, ending a 2-year absence. Now let's move to learn about the cheese itself. The cheese currently used in the event is 7 to 9 pounds, 3 to 4 kilograms, as we discussed. Double Gloucester, a hard cheese traditionally made in a circular shape. Each is protected for the rolling by a wooden casing around the side and is decorated with ribbons at the start of the race. That's fun. Formerly, 3 cheeses were presented by parishioners, and the cheeses were usually rolled by them. A collection is usually made now to purchase them, as well as sweets, and also to provide prize money. Since 1988, the cheese has been supplied by local cheese maker Diana Smart and her son Rod from their Churcham farm. In May 2013, a police inspector warned the 86-year-old Smart that she could be held responsible for injuries. That doesn't seem very fair. Chief Superintendent Nigel Avron of Gloucestershire Constabulary also made these comments. If you are an organiser in some way or some capacity, you could potentially be held liable for something that took place at that event. That seems more fair, but to get the person in trouble who makes the cheese doesn't seem very fair, unless they make the cheese more dangerous somehow, with intent to the event felt compelled to use a lightweight foam instead for safety reasons, as we covered. In the second race of 2013, Australian Caleb Stadler managed to catch the fake cheese and claim victory despite being some way behind the leaders. In 2014, the organisers returned to using real cheese. Now to injuries, as I assume there would be a section on this. Due to the steepness and uneven surface of Cooper's Hill, there are usually several injuries each year. St. John's Ambulance have previously provided first aid at the event. However, this stopped in 2012 when the event was no longer being officially managed. The lack of official medical provision on site has led to concerns from the local Resilience Forum about the safety of the event. That is unfortunate. Canadian competitor Delaney Irving won the ladies' race in 2023, despite finishing unconscious and only learning of her victory in the medical enclosure. Wow. 6 competitors were taken to hospital by ambulance for treatment following the event. Thank you very much for watching. I find it fascinating to imagine the people that take a real risk and risk injury to take part in this event. It's definitely exceedingly unique, and finishing unconscious and learning about the win afterwards, that is fairly intense. But I hope that that individual who experienced that, I hope that that helped them feel a little bit better about the whole thing when they were dealing with their concussion symptoms. And of course, hopefully they have no lasting damage. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope that you feel really relaxed and calm with no anxiety